Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, I want to talk about an interesting report coming out of the New York Post on Halloween night. This was on 9:18 p.m. on Halloween night, so I know I'm a couple days late to it, but I did want to highlight it and talk about it just because I feel like it's an important thing to talk about. It was from the New York Post. It talked about the idea that the New York Jets tried to trade for Mike Evans, but no trade ended up materializing. Before we take a look at that, do just want to kind of go through Twitter real quick. Rick Stroud, obviously, of the Tampa Bay Times, dude's an absolute beast. He's got the blue check mark. He's even got a little Tampa Bay Times logo. The New York Post is reporting the Jets tried to trade for Bucs wide receiver Mike Evans. GM Joe Douglas inquired about wide receivers like Davante Adams and Mike Evans, but the Raiders and Buccaneers were not willing to trade them. Pro Football Talk says the same exact thing. JPA Football says the same exact thing. WDAE says, a very, well, they're not really talking about that. They're talking about something else. Love WDAE, but they're talking about something else. Fire the Cannons says something interesting here. Multiple teams reportedly sent offers for Tampa Bay Buccaneers superstar receiver Mike Evans as much as a first-round pick, but Tampa isn't moving him. I didn't see anything in the New York Post report about a first-round pick, so don't really know where that information is coming from, nor did I see any other teams that were interested besides the New York Jets. Maybe it's out there, maybe it's not. Today, we're just going to be focusing on the New York Jets post. Nothing against Fire the Cannons. I just didn't see those other reports. Maybe they are out there. So, not going to discredit anything Fire the Cannons is saying here, but today we're just going to be talking about the Jets report here. Speaking of that, the Jets asked about Davante Adams and Mike Evans before the NFL trade deadline. This is written by Brian Costello, by the way. Very notable reporter. He definitely has some good sources and whatnot. He's definitely in the know. The Jets made repeated inquiries about Evans and Adams, according to sources, but were told neither was available. What does this mean for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? Well, number one, it shows that they're still trying to win games. They are still a team that wants to compete for the NFC South, try and make the playoffs. I had already talked about in last video about the importance of the Buccaneers going out and winning against the Houston Texans, right? We'd already talked about why that is such a big, important game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So this shows that, right? This shows that Douglas inquired about wide receivers like Davante Adams and Mike Evans, but the Raiders and the Buccaneers were not willing to trade them. And that goes to show that the Buccaneers are still a team that wants to win some football games. Duh, right? If Todd Bowles and his coaching staff want to keep their jobs, and, if Baker Mayfield wants to, get a long-term type of deal, yeah, you're going to be keeping your best guys. So Mike Evans is one of those guys. He's going to help out the offense in any way that he can. And, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers want to win some football games. Whether or not people do or don't agree with that, I'll leave that up to you guys. It's a very subjective thing, but the Bucs do want to win football games, just point blank, simple as that. One thing that's interesting here is that the Raiders were willing to trade Hunter Renfrow, but the Jets weren't really interested in adding Hunter Renfrow. They wanted an outside wide receiver to pair up with Garrett Wilson, and Zach Wilson would be Mike Evans' quarterback. Look, I know some people do not like Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield's a better quarterback than Zach Wilson. Just kind of my opinion there. One thing that's kind of interesting here is if you go deeper into the article, you take a look, and two guys that the Jets were willing to sell were Carl Lawson and Dalvin Cook. We talked about the possibility of the Buccaneers trading for a guy like Dalvin Cook. Were the Jets trying to maybe throw Dalvin Cook in some type of trade for Mike Evans? I don't know, but essentially that may have killed any type of Dalvin Cook to Buccaneers possibility with that, Mike Evans being a deal breaker there. They weren't going to move on from Mike Evans, point blank, simple as that. So maybe there were some conversations there to try and get Dalvin Cook, but it sounds like as soon as the Jets said, well, we'll give you Dalvin Cook and some other stuff for Mike Evans, maybe the Bucs might have said, nah, we're good. We're fine. We're fine. So just kind of an interesting speculatory thing on my mind. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions about that theory from me down in the comments section below. But also, what does this mean? I think that this is also an indication that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers want to keep Mike Evans around. There was some interesting quotes that came out recently about the idea of wanting to have Mike Evans around as a career Tampa Bay Buccaneer. I believe it was from general manager Jason Light, something along those lines. I cannot remember. So this is another indication that the Bucs do want to keep Mike Evans around, right? Did they get a deal done, before the start of this season? No. Could they still get a deal done this upcoming offseason? Yes. Could they get a deal done before that? Yes. That is all possibilities. Mike Evans, folks, is the best offensive skill position player, all things considered in terms of time with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, probably the best offensive player, period, in Tampa Bay Buccaneers history. And it just seems like more and more of indications that this guy isn't going to be going anywhere, folks. You had multiple attempts from the New York Jets. We don't know what the Jets were offering. I mean, again, maybe Fire the Cannons is right here. Maybe they were offering as much as a first-round pick. Again, just kind of a theory here on my end. But maybe they were offering a guy like Dalvin Cook, who a lot of Bucs fans like, who Jason Light has liked in the past. And the Bucs may have been saying, no, we like Mike Evans. He is not available. It's kind of an interesting indication of say not just what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have in terms of their expectations for for the remainder of this season, so to speak, in terms of trying to win football games, but also expectations in terms of wanting to bring back Mike Evans and have him here for the remainder of his NFL career. So just wanted to highlight that interesting tidbit that was there today in terms of this report from the New York Post on Halloween. Was an interesting situation. And just wanted to highlight it. I think it's a good indication that the Buccaneers still want to win some football games. The Buccaneers want to keep Mike Evans around, hopefully make him a career Tampa Bay Buccaneer, even though, the Jets may have been poking, may have been prodding, and may have been throwing out some offers there that may have included Dalvin Cook, may have included as much as a first-round pick. But you know what? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers said, no, we like Mike Evans. He is going to be staying in Tampa Bay. What do you guys think about all this? Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed. And as always, folks, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.